It is now my pleasure to invite on stage the acting president of the Aspen Institute Romania, Mr. Teddy Dumitrescu, to offer his welcome remarks. Welcome, Mr. Teddy Dumitrescu.
Dear Aspen friends, thank you for joining us this evening for a most special event, an event which is close to our hearts. The Aspen Gala reached its 13th edition this year, and it concludes another amazing year of our institute. Among all our events, this is maybe the most personal event for our growing Aspen Romania community. This is when we all come together, and it is a good moment to remind ourselves what brings us together, our fundamental commitment to a values-based good society. The Aspen Leadership Awards is an opportunity to bring recognition to individuals and organizations that left their mark on the Romanian and global society during 2023, who were innovators and examples of ethical and professional conduct in fields such as public service, technology, research and innovations, arts or cultural heritage. During the difficult times that we are crossing, and given the large number of big crises and significant changes in politics, economies, and societies over the last years, the Aspen Institute Romania remains true to its mission of promoting values-based leadership. The work we have done together over the past years is important for the development of the Romanian society and gives us reason to be proud of our common efforts. Our leadership, policy and public programs are unparalleled in our part of Europe, supporting the Institute's mission to foster values-based leadership, encouraging individuals to reflect and act in accordance with their ideals and ideas that define a good society. The network of fellows and alumni of our leadership programs is today close to 1,400 extraordinary individuals from over 40 different nations, from all age groups and from all walks of life. It is without a doubt the best long-term contribution of the Aspen Institute Romania to the society and to the continuation of the values-based ideals in the hearts and minds of the next generations. Tonight, we celebrate our common work this year and prepare for the future, our common future. It is a great occasion for the Aspen family to meet and share the values that have brought us together from the beginning of our journey, the Aspen idea. The Aspen Leadership Awards, the Aspen Social Action Prize, the graduation of our 2023 Aspen Young Leaders, and the section dedicated to the Aspen Public Service Leadership Program represent the highlights of our gala. We thank all the members of the Institute, the Aspen Fellows and alumni, and our partners and sponsors for their constant support, dedication, and willingness to contribute to the good society. Now, before ending my speech, let me say this one more time. It is a great occasion for the Aspen family to meet. Family. This is our bond, nothing less. Thank you for being here and enjoy this wonderful evening. And now I invite Mr. Mircea Geoană, Deputy Secretary General of NATO and founding President of the Aspen Institute Romania, to offer his welcoming remarks.
Okay, bună seara. Sorry for being a bit late. We come straight from Brussels. Let's thank again Teddy Dumitrescu, who was a very steady, firm hand and steady leadership, has navigated through a complex year of 2023. Teddy. And also the other members of the board. Without you and the support of many of our members, this splendid organization would not have been so successful as it is today. I want also to welcome our dearest friends, the ambassadors of the Republic of Moldova, the ambassador of Israel, the ambassador of Turkey excused himself, he has a small family issue, He was also supposed to be with us. And before getting into something a little bit more substantive and festive, let me say, not trying to steal the show from Vasile Yuga, my dearest friend. He's also the treasurer of the Institute, so never steal the show from Vasile. And never, ever. That's a fundamental error, strategic and tactical. But we have tonight, and will be recognized later, a formidable leader whom I had the privilege and an honor to work with for many, many years in my capacity in NATO. General Petrescu just finished his outstanding job as the Chair of Defense of Romanian Armed Forces. He just ended, I think, a few days. Sometimes we feel a little bit of more provincial or not as respected or recognized as we should be as Romanians, and for whole our region. It's not only about Romania. And people like General Petrescu show and indicate that we have so much talent, so much leadership. And I have to say how proud I am of our women and men in uniform, of our veterans, and I want to thank you again, General, for everything you have done for this organization and for my organization, which is NATO. Secondly, there will be another word. Again, I don't want to steal the show from no one. For our friends, brothers and sisters in the Republic of Moldova. And I say that this is one of those times in history when we really can, should, and will have our closest friends and part of who we are together with us in Europe. And I'm so happy that President Maia Sandu, who basically in a fantastic speech in the parliament in Chișinău, and I think Stella Gedna, who runs our brand new office in Chișinău, can testify to that. She basically said that her ambition, and I think should be our ambition, as a community, as a family, as Teddy has said, is to have Republic of Moldova with us by 2030 in the European Union. And this is something that and I pray and lobby indirectly to see that the European Council in the next few days will also give the green light for starting negotiations. As it should be for Ukraine, an incredibly important European partner of NATO and the EU. I know that they have places with us. I know how difficult it is for them. I know that sometimes also there are doubts or question marks also amongst our ranks. We have to keep continuing supporting our neighbors and our friends and our future allies and members of the European Union, Ukraine. Their fight is our fight, and irrespective of how many other things might happen, I think this is also good for us. This is very good. And the same thing goes for our friends in the Western Balkans. So many of the alumni and the fellows of this institute of ours have come from this region. It's a historic chance to have also them with us. It's unfair for them to be kept waiting. As I also hope, and I know that also our friends from Georgia, from the other side of the Black Sea, would also come with us. And this is, I think, in a way, a small request from me, a relatively more mature guy, to you, my young friends, our fellows, our alumni, our community, our society, the other Aspen institutes around Europe and around the world, our friends from GMF, Clara Polintiu, thank you so much for the impeccable partnership we have with the organization. Let's not rest until and unless we have all the neighbors of Romania, including across the Black Sea, all the way to the Adriatic, from Chișinău to Kiev to Odessa, part of the same family with us. That's the mission, that's my quest to you, that's my urge to you, and I think I can count on you and we count on everything we do. And this is one of those moments in history, and I know that the Aspen community will be, like always, up to the challenge. So that's one of the marching orders that I'm modestly trying to convey to you. The other big issue that I would like to convey to you, That's something that you know. You're so smart, you're so educated, you're so sophisticated, you're so much driven by values. You're such real current and future leaders in everything you do. But the transformation and the profound change of human society, not only of geopolitics, not only of technology, not only of economic models, is so profound that I believe that the essence of the Aspen idea has to really go into more action and not just conversation. Because the changes are so adamant, they come with such a pace and such a complexity that even for people like myself, working in a huge organization, running innovation at NATO and doing so many things, I have to say that the next years will be nothing short of overwhelming. Nothing short of overwhelming. And not only in negative terms, but also in positive terms. Also success and transformation can be overwhelming because it also produces change. And the values and the purpose and the mission and the Aspen idea is to basically instill in the society an appetite for a real conversation, followed by action, to making sure that we are not just the prisoners of times, or just the victims of change, or just imitators of change, which is the worst situation of them all. So this is my second urge to my younger and closer to my generation friends in the Aspen community. The same urge I have from the all Aspen community around the world, with the new institutes that will be open soon in Colombia, the first one in Latin America, one in Africa, the first one in Africa, with our friends, 8 Aspens in Europe, including one in here, one in New Zealand, one in Japan, one in India. We are a global network. And I think the mission is for you to be able to understand, to absorb, communicate, and transform our societies. Because transformation is just nothing short of immense. And also there is something else. Sometimes in societies that are so anxious and so fragmented by so many cracks in the social contract, in the democratic contract, in the economic contract, sometimes there is an impulse to think and act on very short term, on the immediate crisis. I urge you to really start thinking a bit longer term, because that's something that we all need. There's no much conversation, at least here in Romania, as far as I can see it from Brussels, on the COP28 conversation in the Emirates. That's huge. That's immense transformation. There will be immense transformation of everything we do. Not enough conversation on innovation, not enough conversation about biotechnology and AI and quantum, and new materials and space. And even Romania is not such a huge player. There are other countries that are not immense, that dream ambitiously and have the drive to embrace change and embrace innovation and be part of the transformation, not victims or just mere followers of that change. And of course, the highlight, other than the awards that are always very nice, and President Sandu and the ambassador will also be with us, is our young years. And I'll finish on this note. I remember when the friends we founded this institute some almost 20 years back, in terms of starting to get the approval from the board of Aspen US, because they have the brand. We have to raise money in Vasile, and we are independent in that respect. There's nothing, at least for me, and I think for everyone who has been supporting and working with this institute, Vlad and all our wonderful team of professionals in this institute, all the friends of Aspen, all the ones who have come our way. There's nothing more precious, some more delightful, something more rewarding, something more warm and beautiful than seeing these young ones that some minutes from now will be on this stage. Nothing compares to that. If there is something I'm so proud, probably this institute is probably, in my long life and long career, probably this is the highest joy and satisfaction of my lifetime. Of course, other than family and kids and politics or career. This is who we are, and seeing our young leaders generation after generation, and the other fellows and alumni have so many programs from teenage, from high school to students. This is nothing short of a great, great joy. So, time to eat, drink, celebrate, and thank you so much. But don't forget, in moments like these, the Aspen idea was born 75 years ago, like NATO, in 1949. And it was created at the cusp of a major transformation of the world after the Second World War. Hopefully we will not have war, and I'm hearing here our friends from Israel, and I wish you all the best. But transformation is probably even more complex and more profound than it was 75 years ago. This is our mission, this is who we are, this is the challenge. I know all of us, each of us, will be up to it. Thank you so much. O seară minunată. De-abia aștept să-i văd pe cei tineri pe scenă.